I am about to intentionally damage my nails so that we can see exactly how well Cuticle nail products work. I'm going to put them on one hand and not going to put them on the other hand, and then I'm going to make a little mark on my nails, on every nail, to see how far they're growing out, how fast they're growing out, and the difference that the product makes. Please do not try this at home. I was going to make the line with our glass nail file that we sell, but obviously it's really gentle on your nails and it wasn't making any harsh lines or indents. So we're going to go in with a serrated steak knife. Again, please don't try this at home. This is solely just to test Cuticle's products and see how well they do. I'm going to take videos before and after and check in daily. So we're going to go in on the nail and make a little line just above the cuticle. We've done the left hand and now we're going to do the right hand. I am right-handed, so we're going to be super careful doing this because I don't want to make a mistake, and this would be a terrible before and after if I ended up injuring myself. Alright, I have officially damaged all of my nails, making little lines on them with the serrated edge, and now we're going to go and put the product on just one hand. We're going to start with the nail serum. This one applies just on top of the nail like a nail polish, but it's not a hard coat or a topper. It's just a serum that goes over the nail like this, and then we rub it in. Alright, now we're going in with the cuticle oil. I will do a close-up after this of each hand just so we can compare before and afters as we go. You just brush the cuticle oil on around the nail. It doesn't matter if it gets on the actual nail as well. And then you just rub it in around the outsides, let it moisturize that skin around the nail as well. Okay, day one check-in. So I've given the cuticle oil and serum a few minutes to dry, but as you can see, they've already made my nails that little bit shinier on top. So these are our befores for day one with product and no product. Day two check-in. Now, we're not going to clip or file the nails at any point throughout this series so that you can see a real-time example of the effect of these products on my nails. Obviously, there's no massive dramatic differences yet as it's only day two, but the one thing I have noticed is the skin around the nails on my right hand is slightly less moisturized than around my left hand. You can just see it's a little bit more red there, and the skin on my left hand is a little bit smoother in the light. Day three, and we can still see the lines that we made right beside the cuticles here. I also think I can definitely see a little bit more growth on the hand with product when you compare it together like this. Day four, and you can see our setup's a little different today. You can definitely start to see that length difference on the left hand there, and the lines that we've made are definitely deeper on the left hand just because I am right-handed. Day five, and again we're just seeing that slight bit more of length on the left hand and the slightly drier cuticles on that right hand there. As you can definitely see that cuticle oil has sunk into the lines on the left hand there. Again, I may just be reading into things, but I think I'm definitely seeing a little bit more length on the left hand. So it's day 7. We're doing a 1-week check-in for using the cuticle oil and the serum on one hand and not on the other hand. I think you can already actually start to see the results here. So this hand with the products definitely looks whiter, like the nails are brighter and whiter, and the skin around the nails just looks a little bit more moisturized. It's a little bit too early to tell about the growth difference so far, but I think I can definitely see a little bit more growth in the hand with the product. I'll also do a close-up of how far the lines that we made have moved, so you'll be able to see the actual growth of each nail individually. I'll do a close-up of this as well, but I did want to show that when you bend the nails on this hand, the whole nail sort of moves, like it's very rigid, whereas in this hand, if you bend the nails, it's very flexible, just the tip bends down, it's not as firm. Okay, so this is more of a close-up of the difference that I can see. Obviously you can see that those nails are a bit whiter and the slightest bit longer. So I just wanted to show you a close-up of this bend. See how that's really soft? Whereas when you do it on this hand, it's much more rigid. You can almost see the difference So you can see that those lines have actually grown quite a bit up there. And these have moved a little bit. Those ones have moved off right off the cuticle. Day 9, so we are only doing a couple of check-ins this week, but again, you can see the difference in the color there. The left hand is definitely much brighter and whiter. And you can also see how that cuticle oil has settled into the lines on the left hand. Quick check-in for day 11, and again, I think we can just see the same results as the last few days with the color difference and how far those lines have grown up the left hand nails. Checking in for week 2 of the product, no product nail trial. Now, what I'm noticing again this week is just the difference in the color. The hand with the product is so much whiter. You can just see the difference in the tones there. And I am seeing a little bit more growth on the hand with the product applied to it. So it is very minimal, and I will do a close-up as well like the previous week so you can see the sort of minor differences. Also, I'm noticing the redness in my cuticles is much more on the hand without the product. They're a little bit red. I've had a lot of dryness on this hand as well, so my finger there is starting to peel a bit. So here's the close-up where you can definitely see that peeling cuticle on the right hand and how much more moisturized they are on the left hand nails. You can just see the strength in the left hand there as I bend the whole nail moves, whereas on the right hand, it's just the tip of the nail that moves and it looks much more flexible and soft, whereas here the whole nail moves together. Just like all the other weeks, this hand is much whiter and a little bit longer in growth. You can see that the lines that we did in the first week have actually grown up higher on these nails. And these cuticles are so dry and red and cracked and peeling. They're not even nearly as good as these ones which are moisturized. They're not peeling, they're much less painful. I'll do a close-up like always. I've actually also got a chip in the top of this nail because these nails are super, super weak. And here's the close-up for you where you can just obviously see the difference. These cuticles are so sore, red and painful. They're peeling, whereas these ones are just whole and moisturized. And here you can see that chip at the top of the nail there. Also, just look how soft and flexible these nails are compared to how hard the left hand is. It is week 4 and the final week of our product and no product trial with Inacryl's nail serum and cuticle oil. Just like the previous weeks, the major difference is the color and the strength of the nails with the product, and also that my cuticles are still super dry and cracked on the hand that didn't have product, so I'm keen to get some cuticle oil on them tonight. My nails grow out naturally quite long anyway, so there has only been a minimal difference with the length of the nails and how much the serum has actually contributed to that, but there still has been a slight difference, and you'll be able to see that in the close-up that I do like usual with how far the lines that we made in that first week have grown up the nail. So here we go, our last close-up where you can very obviously see how dry and cracked my cuticles still are compared to the moisturized cuticles of the left hand there. Now the lines on the left hand are much more obvious where the cuticle oil has settled in, but you can still see that they're slightly higher than the right hand. And here you can also see the 3 chips that I've had in my nails on these ones throughout the week. I also haven't clipped or filed my nails at any point throughout this trial, so you can see a genuine, honest and real-time example of how Inacryl's products work on the strength, health and length of the nails.